Hey everyone, it's me, Cardi V, and welcome back welcome to my booktube. This is episode 10, and these are just some of my five-star reads from January to March. So, a few of these I have already talked about on previous episodes, so I will not rehash them, but I did want to mention them because they are my five-star reads. So I read the Legacy of Orisha series, books 1 and 2, obviously earlier this year. So those are obviously both two five-star books in my opinion. I read Beast of Prey. That was a five-star read. I did not give the sequel a five-star rating. It was a 4.5 for me. I was unaware that it was going to be a trilogy. Thought it was a duology. So going into the second book, I wasn't aware that the big final battle was not going to take place. I just kind of felt like it was a little drawn out in certain areas, and I just can't get behind Ekon. He's not a bad character. I just me and him. Anyway, I said I wasn't gonna go too far into depth about that because I've already talked about that, but whatever. The third five-star book from this year is going to be Vera Wong. I just I'm not gonna go into detail because you guys know I love that book. So whatever. I'll move on. And then the fourth book, well, actually, it's part of the series. The Gethsemane Brown mystery series, that cozy. I read books 2 through 5 earlier this year, like literally like back to back. Like you know me, I'm in love with that series. I really really hope that we get more of that series, or at least I want to find more from that author. I really liked her cozy mystery. I really like how it was written. Anyway, so moving on to the books that I haven't talked about yet in this, I guess, series of videos. I don't know. Is going to be Everyday Ubuntu. This book, it's not YA. It's obviously, like not fiction. I don't want to categorize it as like a self-help book because I wouldn't say it's a self-help book. Um, Maybe more of like a self-improvement. Um, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase. It's obviously nonfiction. Um, Hi. Can you go back in your playroom, please? No hitting. Thank you. So I'll just read you a snippet of it. Ubuntu is a Xhosa word from South Africa, meaning that each person's humanity is bound up with the humanity of others. It's a philosophy that expresses belief in a universal bond. I am only because you are. Ubuntu means that if we can see everyone as connected to us, we will never be able to treat others as disposable or without worth. By embracing Ubuntu, we live in hope of overcoming division and become stronger together in a world where the wise build bridges, not walls. I I just it's kind of hard to put into words how I feel about this book. It really made me like I don't want to come off like phony and be like, "Oh, it changed my worldview," but it did. Like I do think that I'm a better person because of this book. And I feel like a lot of self-improvement books or, self-help books, whatever you want to call them, um I'm not saying that they're all bad, but I have read some in the past and it seems very much superficial, or it just scratches the surface, or it's something that you can put into place for like a few days, few weeks, and then a year from now you're like, oh, I don't even remember what that book was about. I just feel like this book puts a lot of things in perspective, and I do wish that everyone could read it. I think it's a great philosophy, and I think it's a philosophy that everyone can get behind, regardless of where you grew up, your Hi, buddy. Can you go back in your playroom, please? Thank you. No matter like where you come from, your nationality, ethnicity, no, or your religion, however you feel about spirituality. It's just go read it. Peer pressure. This is Cardi B putting on her bullying pants. Go read this book. Another book that I read is actually going to be, or that I read that was a 5 star, is Tribe. My husband actually read this book after he got back from his deployment. Um, and again, it was one of those books that makes you just rethink how you, I don't want to say feel about the world, but how you see the world, how you see others in this world. And I also think that everyone should listen to it or read it. I listened to it on audiobook. I listened to the author actually read the story. And it was only like a few hours long. So I think it's worth it. It's something that you can do in an afternoon and you'll be better for it, in my opinion. So I'll just leave you with that. Sorry about that. 2 year olds are 2 year olds. So I'll leave it at that. Another book that just seems like the kids just don't want me to videotape today, but we're gonna keep moving forward. Anyway, so another book that I read that this year or earlier this year that was a 5 star read was actually Lore by Alexandra Bracken. You guys might know her other works. She wrote The Darkest Minds, and then the Passenger series. I didn't read either of those, but I know that they had a big following. I saw the Darkest Minds movie, and I enjoyed the movie. I didn't realize it was a book, but whatever. So, okay, so let me actually read you the synopsis of this. This is like a YA fantasy book, and I know that that's typically not my vibe, you know, but this was actually really good. I've been getting into fantasy more as a genre, and I've been actually really pleased with my foray into fantasy. So you should give this book a try. So let me read you the synopsis. Every 7 years, the Agon begins. As punishment for a past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals. They are hunted by the descendants of the ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. Long ago, Lore Perseus fled that brutal world, turning her back on the hunt's promises of eternal glory after her family was murdered by a rival line. For years, she pushed away any thought of revenge against the man, now a god, responsible for their deaths. Yet, as the next hunt dawns over New York City, 2 participants seek her out. Castor, a childhood friend Lore believed to be dead, and Athena, one of the last of the original gods, now gravely wounded. The goddess offers Lore an alliance against their mutual enemy and a way to leave the Agon behind forever. But Lore's decision to rejoin the hunt, binding her fate to Athena's, will come at a deadly cost. And it may not be enough to stop the rise of a new god with the power to bring humanity to its knees. So, I, well, me and my husband actually, or my husband and I, whatever. I'm not an English major. We read this book together And when I say read, I really do mean we listened to the audiobook, but that's neither here nor there. No judging. Um, this book was so good. There's a few spots where I knew what was going on. Like I knew what the twists were. Um, it's okay. It's okay. I knew what the twists were, but then like as soon as I like knew, it was just like it switched. It was really good. It was really good. It is a longer book, obviously, so the audio book was like 15, 16 hours long, but it's worth it. So if you see it, check it out, read it, or listen to it, whatever your thing is. I will say this, that when we listened to the audiobook, the narrator was a good one. However, there was this one spot that I thought was actually kind of funny. Can you stop? It's not a game. Please stop. She, instead of crevice, she said crevasse, and I don't know why, but I thought that was so funny. So there's that. Okay. And then the last book that I'm going to talk about, because clearly my kids aren't having this, is Tokyo Dreaming by Emiko Jean. Okay, so it's a YA romance. It's a sequel. So the first book is Tokyo Ever After. And it's super cute. It has all the feels. It's described as like a Princess Diaries vibe, and it's actually a Princess Diary vibe. So this young girl, Izumi, she finds out that her dad is like the prince of Japan. And then she's obviously, and he doesn't know that she will exist. I know that sounds terrible, but like he doesn't know that she exists. She finds out who he is, and then they find her. He, has her come to Japan. Can you please move? Yeah, please. I want to go. I'll make this short. She comes to Japan. She meets her dad, and then royal life is not what she thought it was going to be. It's a lot harder. And then there's this bodyguard that she fought. It's just good. And then in the second book, there's a bit of a love triangle. It's just, read it. It's really good. But like I said, these kids they're done. They're done with me filming. So I will just let you guys go. Add these to your TBR list. If you read them, let me know how you feel about them. Do you agree, disagree, whatever? Just let me know in the comments. Okay, bye.